everyone like
Hello, good afternoon, everyone. So I am Tabish. So today we will be discussing about the Mandai Wildlife Reserve and what are the new offerings in Mandai Reserve. So it will be easier for all of our agents who have joined this webinar. It will be easier for you to sell Singapore and pitch Mandai. So here we have Miss Siti. So Miss Siti and Miss Simi will talk about the Mandai and what are the new offerings that will help you to scale your Singapore bookings. So we will wait for five more minutes so that more agents can join, and it will be beneficial for more agents. So after that, we can start with the presentation.
Thank you, Davish.
Yeah. So just wait. Let's wait for 5 more minutes so that more agents can join the webinar.
Sure.
Thank you. Hello everyone. I think most of the people have already joined this webinar. Yeah, to reiterate who have recently joined. So Miss Siti is here from the Mandai group, and Miss Simi is also here from Mandai group. So they will be talking about the Mandai Wildlife Reserve and what are the latest offering of the Mandai, so that it is easy for you to sell Singapore and scale your booking in Singapore. So Miss Siti, you can continue with the presentations. And
Okay.
if you have any questions, you can post on the comment section. Miss Siti and Simi will be happy to answer those questions. We will take questions at the end of the presentation. So just post your questions.
Thank you, Tabish. Thank you so much. Siti, over to you to start the introduction
Thank
to
you.
everyone
All right.
here.
Am I audible to everyone?
Yes.
Okay. All right. Thanks everyone. Thanks, Tabesh, and TravClan team, and giving me this opportunity, to present to this afternoon audience, and to the audience. Thank you for your time. First of all, let me introduce myself. My name is Siti, representing the Mandai Wildlife Reserve. And of course, with me is I do have my colleague Jerome, as well as Simi and Sanjeev Anchal joining. Simi and the team is also based in India. So you can also reach out to them if you need any information pertaining to Mandai Wildlife Reserve. We are happy to share with you the various informations, proposed suggestions and all. So moving on, for Mandai Wildlife Reserve, we are basically an integrated wildlife and nature destination. Here, just to give you an overview of Mandai Wildlife Group, it comprises of three key entities. On the left-hand side, we have Mandai Nature, our charitable conservation arm, dedicated to preserving biodiversity and protecting animal species through science and conservation effort. The middle pillar here is basically reflecting the Mandai Wildlife Reserve, which is the home to our wildlife parks. So we do have 5 wildlife attractions that we are currently operating, namely the Singapore Zoo, Night Safari, River Wonders, Rainforest Wild Asia, as well as Bird Paradise. And not forgetting, we also have our indoor attractions pillar here, where we'll be opening up Curiosity Cove sometime in March. And for Curiosity Cove, that's already open. This is basically an indoor playscape for young children. That aside, we also have venues and facilities that is housed in Green Canvas. So besides all these new offerings, we also have our accommodation piece. All right. So in the destination itself, we do have a resort called Mandai Rainforest Resort by Banyan Tree, as well as an all-inclusive camp stay, which is called the Kolugo Camp. Then besides that, we do have on the right-hand side here, Mandai X. So Mandai X is our growth accelerator, as well as venture building arm that help the business to explore new domain and accelerate into some innovative ventures. So as a zoological institution, we contribute actively to fulfill our role in global as well as regional conservation efforts. So today we operate 5 zoological parks with 21,000 animals under our care. There are about 1,000 species altogether, of which a quarter of them are classified as threatened. Okay, so we are also accredited, an accredited zoo, all right, from the European Association of Zoos and Aquariums, as well as the World Associations of Zoos and Aquarium. So these are really, reflections that we do contribute actively in the areas of animal care, welfare, and conservation. So that being said, with the various wildlife parks that we operate, a fraction of the revenue that we generated is being channeled to Mandai Nature. So Mandai Wildlife Group contributes about $3 million annually to Mandai Nature so that they can do the do good elements where they work with in market partners in Southeast Asia to create positive impacts through the various targeted conservation projects around the region. Here in Mandai Wildlife Reserve, we also embrace sustainable practice to reduce our impact on the environment. So, of course, from the sustainable design all the way to procuring sustainable food source. These are basically the things that we embrace as part of our day-to-day business operation. So where are we located? So basically in Singapore, we are located up north in Mandai. So Mandai is actually the pristine name. All right. So that is basically about 30 to 40 minutes drive if you are staying in the city area or in Little India. So this is basically, just an easy reach. Within 30, 40 minutes, you're able to reach, I would say, a secondary rainforest of Singapore to enjoy and immerse yourself in nature. So in Mandai, this is basically a map overview to share with you in terms of where the respective parks are located. So we are divided into two areas. One is on the west side, where you can actually have access to bird paradise, as well as Rainforest Wild Asia. And then if you go on to the east side, this is where it provides the connectivity to the Singapore Zoo, River Wonders, Night Safari, to the resort as well as the Green Canvas and Kolugu Camp. So all this located in these two zones. And within these two zones, you can actually embark on our shuttle service to connect you to both sides of the pristine. All right, so here I'm just sharing with you in terms of some of the public space in Mandai that you can actually look out for when you arrive on arrival. So of course, a very beautiful landscape of our waterfall as well. First of all, let me also introduce you the new features that we have in Mandai, which is this Curiosity Cove. So this is basically a unique indoor playground. So here is the location of Curiosity Cove, which is located on the Mandai Wildlife East, right? And this is actually just located next to the Singapore Zoo. Okay, so here in Curiosity Cove, this is basically Singapore's largest indoor nature-inspired playscape. So there's over 30 experiential play features that children can actually enjoy, and it brings them to different ecosystem. All right, so one moment you're entering into forest land, and then of course, as you play along and then you move ahead, you would enter into the wetland, grassland, and so on. All right, so these features is more appropriate for an age group of about 3 to 12 years old. So here, I am just going to share with you some of the interactive installation. So this zone here called the Reef Retreat is basically allowing kids to go through some interactive experience where you can feel your way by touching the reefs and picking through the beneath the corals, and it actually gives you a very interactive response from your touch and tell. All right. Of course, being a kids play area, obviously, there are some other interesting elements, like for example, there's orangutan sleeping platform, where kids could obviously climb up this netting area for them to actually just, swing around. This microscopic canopy is also very interesting, whereby it is a very immersive experience where it would transport you from the forest floor all the way to the canopy area, and you are able to touch all these interactive elements and look out for the camouflage critter crawlers. Okay, so those are basically a glimpse of what you can expect from Curiosity Cove. All right, so as I move along, these are basically just some of the experience that children can enjoy. We also have dance performance that happens every hourly, where kids can actually come and participate for the the dance session. Okay, so here I would like to also share with you in terms of the public rates for Curiosity Cove. All right, so of course, you are able to reach out to TravClan in terms of the special rates for travel partners. So how it works for Curiosity Coves is we do have the respective playtime, and this already comes as a default bundle of one adult, one child ticket. All right, so all children needs to come with an accompanying adult to enjoy these facilities. All right, so for more information, you can also reach out to TravClan for the inquiries. This is a new feature called Exploria. So this one is going to be open sometime in March this year. So for Exploria, this is more, I would say, families and more appeal to the teens or youth segment. All right, so it brings you into 5 nature and wildlife theme worlds where you would be able to go through some gamification experience and track your progress of the various installations, games that you embark on. So this is also located just next to Curiosity Cove. So this is basically giving a guest an option. Apart from just going on outdoor experience, you can also engage on an indoor visit in Mandai. All right, so these are basically the 2 story facilities that would connect you to the different zone or the thematic world. For example, like the micro worlds, whereby you would see all the microorganism in a magnified scale. And of course, the World of Darkness would also be a very interesting installation for you to discover the various subspecies of that really kind of just uncovered in the dark. So besides the 2 indoor attractions that we offer, of course, our core focus comes into the wildlife parks itself. So here we have 5 wildlife attractions that guests can actually come and visit. So here, from Rainforest Wild Asia, Singapore Zoo, River Wonders, Bird Paradise, and Night Safari, you can possibly visit one of them, or you can visit all of them. And how are you going to do that? So here I'm also sharing with you the single park admission tickets. Of course, you can get a special price through your transaction with TravClan. So here, as you can see, for just one night safari ticket, which I believe most of you are buying, all right, in terms of the night safari admission at $58. And then of course, the second favorite for Indian tourists when they come here in Singapore is either going to Bird Paradise or the Singapore Zoo. Okay, so by just selecting 2 parks, you are basically paying over $100 per person, right? Per ticket. So right now, we also have a very special offer to our guests. That is the recently launched 5 parks in one day. Okay, so just now, as you can see, right, by just buying a night safari and a Singapore Zoo ticket already costs over $100. But right now, at a very attractive price of $98, it gives you access to 5 parks in one day. Okay, then majority of you would say, oh, how do I do that in one day, right? So this product is not meant for you to comb every paths that we have in all our parks. That was not the intent. The intent is basically to give you the essence of the key attractions in each park. So which means to say, you can go to the Singapore Zoo perhaps to take pictures with the orangutans and feed the giraffes. And then after that, that's it. You can move on to the next parks to perhaps watch the show at Bird Paradise. So that quick stopover in each park would enable you to maximize your time when in Singapore, because we do recognize that the length of stay is also pretty limited, but you want to fully maximize your time when in Singapore. So certainly this one day pass would be able to value add your guest experience when they are here. Of course, this might not be everyone's cup of tea, all right? You may have some guests who said that, okay, I'm not going to rush, I'm going to take my time. So the next options that they can consider is basically our destination pass, which are valid for 5 days. It will still give you an access to one entry per attraction, but then it gives you the flexibility of time. So for example, because we also recognize most Indian tourists, they will probably be staying in Singapore for about 3 to 4 nights. So on day 1, they can actually visit, for example, the Bird Paradise and Night Safari. And then the next day, they would probably be doing other sightseeing, all right, and probably come back on the 3rd or the 4th day. So the ticket is still valid, because as long as it's valid for 5 days, they can still use them. Of course, at a differentiated pricing. So again, the options is pretty much, subject to the guest's traveling schedule. So let me now just briefly share with you in terms of Rainforest Wild Asia. So over at Rainforest Wild Asia, it allows guests to navigate a multi-layer rainforest adventure across different zones. So here it brings you, although it might sound like, oh, it's adventure. So, I'm with a family. How am I supposed to navigate these parks? It is actually friendly to everyone. Okay, the choice is yours, whether you want to navigate an easy terrain or a moderate one, or even the extreme experience. So we do have the different activities that guests can enjoy. So here I'm just going to share with you for Rainforest Wild Asia, it is basically a home to 36 species of animals. They can, for visitors, they can explore Rainforest Wild through the forest trail. All right, so these are really some of the path that they can embark on. Some steps and all that. So these are basically the moderate level of experience. Otherwise, they can also just go on a flat boardwalk kind of access for an easy stroll in the park. Okay, so this is basically the picture of the boardwalk. So this is, I would say, an access that's accessible for everybody, whether you're a family with kids on stroller or wheelchair, you would still be able to, enjoy the park comfortably. All right, so one of the iconic features of Rainforest Wild Asia is basically our cavern. All right, so this cavern is basically inspired by the Mulu Caves in Sarawak. So it's man-made, all right. However, it is being replicated so intricately that it is really giving you that very Instagrammable experience or opportunity for you to take some photos. This is also one of the iconic photo spot if you come to Rainforest Wild Asia. For those of you who would probably know Jisoo, who is one of the Blackpink members, she had done her music video last year over in this Rainforest Wild Asia. Okay, so besides that, of course, there are other activities that you can embark on, such as the adventure, the Wild Apex adventure, as well as the Wild Cavern adventure. So all these are basically additional fees apply. But of course, for your guests who wants to do something different, a different experience in Singapore, this is something that you can propose to them. Okay, of course, the other adventure add-on experience that you can do, it will be like this canopy jump. For especially kids or families, right? They can also go on this open sky bounce net. And of course, you can then end up your day or your first half of your touch pit stop, right? Over at this Singapore's first and only cave dining destination. Okay, so this restaurant can take up to 120 guests. So it offers basically a Western selection. There are some vegetarian options as well. So this is something that you can check out, propose your guests to try out when they are here in Mandai. And this restaurant actually doesn't require any tickets to enter. So anyone can actually just make reservation or even just do a walk-in to this restaurant for a meal. So moving on to Bird Paradise, this is basically the home to our 3,500 birds. It typically would takes about 3 hours. However, of course, like I mentioned earlier, if you are doing the multi-park destinations, you can simply go for only the iconic spots. All right, so here, you can easily navigate, we do have a tram shuttle that would bring you to the Central Plaza, and then you'll be able to visit the respective aviaries to discover all the various zones. So, for example, the Heart of Africa is one of our largest aviary. Again, this is a very iconic aviary, the Wings of Asia. We do have shows as well. So the Wings of the World presentation happens every morning as well as afternoon. So regardless whether your guests go for a morning or an afternoon tour, they would still be able to watch this presentation. And then in terms of this very iconic spot with the waterfall, and get very close to the flamingos. So this Crimson Wetlands is definitely the must-see aviary for every guest that comes to Bird Paradise. Okay, so for something special, if you think that, oh, I'm celebrating for honeymooners or even someone who's celebrating birthdays, they may want to consider having lunch over at Crimson Restaurants. So we do have the Lunch in the Wild program as well, where they experience a very close birds encounter, and then enjoy a full 3-course lunch, along with bringing back a souvenir with them. So this happens daily. It's a daily program that you may want to consider as well. Okay, so this is basically the restaurants that is, very, very nice. Again, very photogenic place for you to capture some very nice shots. Kids' favorite, basically the Penguin Cove, all right, where you can really watch the penguin, waddling around and swimming around, and this is really a place that really much well loved by our visitors. to the Singapore Zoo, of course, this is we are basically known for the open concept, where animals, be able to navigate freely in the natural habitat. So one of the signature program is basically this breakfast in the wild. That's also available daily from 9 to 10:30. All right, so you can enjoy a buffet breakfast while our animals are also enjoying their breakfast. All right, so this is definitely, again, if your guests are just celebrating any special occasion, this is something I would say that would help to, create a very memorable visit to Mandai. So in terms of, some iconic exhibits, we also have the presentations that runs throughout the day. So that's definitely a lot of activities that guests can actually take part in terms of their visit to the Singapore Zoo. And then for the kids, they also have the kids world where it's like a petting zoo, all right? So they can actually come close to some of our goats and mini horse and learn more. And they can also interact with our animal care team, our animal trainer, to just find out what's the daily routines of these animals. Okay. So a lot of activities that happening even within kids world. Not just that, there's also some play area as well. And all these are already part of the zoo admission ticket. So no additional charges apply for that. Okay. Next would be River Wonders. All right, so this is basically home to our giant pandas. This is basically showcasing an iconic river habitat, all right, with this world's largest freshwater aquarium. Okay, so it's something different from what you would typically see in aquariums around the world, where those are mostly seawater. This one is actually freshwater collection, where for this Amazon flooded forest, it's mimicking a flooded forest floor. All right, so during monsoon season, when in the Amazon, when it gets flooded, that's where all these river creatures would start to creep in and hunt for food. All right, so again, these are just some visuals that I would love to share with you. If you would want to visit River Wonders, this is where our giant panda resides as well. You can also enjoy the boat ride. So it's a 10-minute boat ride that will bring you to along the river bank, where you can see some of the iconic animals like the jaguars, capybaras, tapirs, and so on. All right, so this is also the presentations that we have that happens daily. All right, then we move on to night safari. So over at Night Safari, this is basically featuring a nocturnal zoo. All right, so this is a separate area, right? As you can see from the map earlier on, from the Singapore Zoo, and this is mainly to feature the nocturnal animals. All right, you can experience Night Safari through the tram ride. This is our show, Creatures of the Night presentation, okay, that happens every evening. And then we also have the twilight performance. So it's a mixture of some LED performance as well as fire show. So this one is the tram ride, where you can embark on this tram journey for about 30 minutes. It comes with an audio commentary, and you can explore the night safari on board this tram. And this is already part of the admission ticket. If besides just the tram ride, you also can discover the walking trails. All right, so we have 4 walking trails, which you can get closer to some of very interesting animals like the pangolins, Tasmanian devil, the wallabies, and so on. for our Indian guests, I'm sure some of you would probably be aware on the dinner options that we offer at the courtyard. It is previously, you probably know it as dinner at Ulu Ulu. Okay, so Ulu restaurants is closed. All right, so we have a new venue called the Courtyard, and this is actually located at the entrance of Night Safari. So technically, you don't have to pay for admission. You can perhaps go for your Singapore Zoo tours, and then after your night safari, you can then just swing by to Courtyard before you perhaps catch your transfer back to the hotel, or or either you can also easily take your private pickup out after that. So here at the courtyard, we offers buffet dinner. We have a selection of Asian as well as Indian buffet. So the Asian buffet usually would start earlier, while the Indian buffet would start later from 8:30 and a 9:30 sitting. And we do offers veg and non-veg option. For those of you who requires a Jain meal, you would need to request this options at least about 3 days in advance. Okay, so I've shared with you in terms of all the key parks and the new features. What are the something extra that you can perhaps consider for your guests? So this would typically applies to to agents that's maybe doing groups. It could be an incentive groups, or it could also be a student groups. We do have various programs that you can layer on top of just a typical visit to the park. So for example, we do have this backstage pass Health to a Habitat, where we'll bring you to for a guided tour to our animal hospital. All right, so that itself, you can see the rates there, and this rates is basically just for the tour, excluding admission. But of course, if you inquire this through TravClan, we do have a special travel agent rates that apply. So again, this is really depending on the parks that you wish to visit. From the Singapore Zoo, we do have walking tours as well. In River Wonders, we also have the backstage pass access, like this fishy business where you would actually prepare some food and feed the fish. The walking tours. And then at Bird Paradise, there's also our avian health care that you can consider. The walking tours as well. So each park has all the walking tours that we can arrange for. At the night safari also, in terms of the walking trails, we do have 2 walking trails that you can consider. And then Rainforest Wild Asia, there would also be a rangers that would be able to bring you around. All right, so that being said, okay, so we also have the stay element in Mandai. This is for your consideration. If you think that you are organizing student tours, or some family tours that would want to consider a unique stay. All right, so just to share with you, this is an all-inclusive experience. So the Kologo camp basically gives you a one-night stay, a 3 parks access, 2 tours, as well as 2 meals inclusion. So this is the rates that you are looking at. So this price that you are looking is basically our published rates. Again, if you are interested, you can reach out to TravClan for more information. So for this day itself, if you work out, it works out to be for students especially, right? For a group of 4, you are only looking at maybe $200 per person. So let me bring you back just now when I mentioned about the admission ticket. For $200 per person, admission to 3 parks would have easily cost you close to $100. And then plus the guided tour, 2 guided tour that comes with it, 2 meals that comes with it. And so technically your overnight stay is free. Yeah. So this is something that you may want to consider, because this is definitely a value for money options if you want to try out something different in terms of a visit to Singapore. Okay, so this works out to be like a 1-day full itinerary where you can actually check in at about 3 o'clock. You do a free and easy in Singapore Zoo, followed by dinner, and then after that you can do the night safari tours with a guided with a guide as well. And then you come back, we will offer you a light supper, and then the next day you will also have breakfast, and then continue with River Wonders guided tour. So these are just basically the rough itinerary that we do. So here at Kulugu Camp, we do have 20 tents. So for that 20 tents, each tent for about 4 people. So maximum is up to 80 guests at any one time. And the area itself is basically an exclusive area. If you buy out all the 20 tents, it's an exclusive area for everybody. All right. Next is the hotel. So this is just for your information. We do have a hotel that's just located in Mandai facilities. All right. So in the Mandai premise. So this Mandai Rainforest Resort by Banyan Tree, we do have unique accommodations. So this is basically the first eco-friendly resort that Banyan Tree have in Singapore. It's a hotel with full facilities, right? With gym, spa, and a pool. So this is just sharing of some of the images of the hotel lobby. We do have the tree house. Just now, the seed pot that you see. This tree house has a size of about 63 square meters, a very large room. Even for the standard room, we do have 338 standard family and a suite category for guests to choose from. So even if you look at the center photo, where this is basically the family room with the bunk bed, so this easily accommodate a family of 4. So the bunk bed is actually a double bed size, which can fit 2 kids on it. Okay. There's 2 restaurants over there as well. Planter Shed is basically an all-day dining. And then, of course, the other facilities would be the spa. And then we also have like the Rangers Club, or basically a kids club that you can consider. So yes, so all in all, these are basically the array of offerings here in Mandai that you can, perhaps propose to your guest who is coming to Singapore. It really offers a diverse scope of experience, all right, from exploring the parks, you can play, stay, and dine. These are basically all the various activities that you can do. So for travel agent, you can also download our app if you would like to find out more information about the respective parks, because I'm sure your customers, your guests would usually say, okay, so how much time do I need? You can actually download a proposed itinerary. For example, if your guests have half a day, you can actually just download a half-day itinerary, and then you can always share with them or get them to download this app as well, to know what's the show timing, where they can find their food, or especially, family with young children, where can I have access to perhaps a family room, or baby diaper changing room. So all these things, informations can be found on this app itself. Okay. Okay, with that, thank you so much. I'm open to any questions that you guys may have for me.
Thank you so much for the wonderful presentation. And the presentation was very self-explanatory, and you have covered all the points, I think.
Thank you.
So there are some questions that our audience like to ask. Uh, Mr. Shrey is asking, what are the steps Mandai is taking for like sustainability development and what they expect from individuals coming for the sustainability development.
Okay, so for us, in terms of sustainability development, of course, first of all, as a visitors, the most important thing, tickets are usually e-tickets. Okay, that's the first step. We don't expect you to print hard copy on paper. If you're a family of five, you print 5 pages of paper. No, that's e-copy. So please, do not print any physical paper for that. That's number one. Number two, bring your own water bottles. We don't sell, the single-use plastic bottles in our parks. In fact, we encourage you to bring water bottles, and you can easily dispense water at all our strategically located water points. All right. So it's, because for us, actually selling bottled water gives us, a very good revenue. But because of sustainability, we bite the bullet. We say, no, we are going to walk the talk. So we encourage guests to come with the own water bottle so you can refill along the way to keep yourself hydrated. Thirdly is also in terms of the F&B that we operate, our own F&B outlets, is basically procuring all the food items from a certified sustainable food source. Okay, so you don't expect Mandai to be serving a wild caught lobster. Yeah. So these are the items that we are very mindful in terms of procuring seafood sauce, sustainable palm oil, and so on. Apart from that, of course, like trams, is also an electric trams. So again, we do not use any diesel operated machineries for that matter vehicles. Even our shuttle service, that shuttles between our Mandai east side and the west side is also electric bus. So these are all the, some of the steps. I mean, I can go on, but I mean, these are basically some of the things that we do.
Thank you. I hope it is clear to you. Miss Siti has explained it very well.
Yes, so all the more we need your support so that, because to be sustainable, we also need to be financially sustainable, right? That's the most important. In order
Correct.
for us to do good, we need to do well first. So you
Correct.
need to help us to do well.
For
All
sure,
right.
for sure.
Yeah, because when we do well, that's where the do good can comes in.
So,
And really to also help all our initiatives for animal and nature conservation.
correct, correct. So for in our all of our itineraries, Mandai is by default included in it.
Awesome.
Yeah. So we will be going on the next question. Are the animals in Mandai are tranquilized?
Tranquilize? Why would we tranquilize the animal? We need a real
He's
animal to
asking.
be.
He's asking is animal
Uh,
tranquilized?
no, we don't. So yeah, okay. So the basically in terms of, some people also have this misconception, right? Some
Correct.
people, the obvious questions that probably ask, oh, is the zoo and night safari the same thing? All right, because I do know of some countries whereby it's actually the same area. Nighttime, you basically just, switch on your ambient light, and then after that, it becomes a night zoo, right? A night safari. But for us, we dedicate an area to solely focus and showcase the nocturnal animals. So our animals like the lions and the giraffes and the elephants don't work overtime. They don't work from morning for Singapore Zoo and then they have to do a night shift or night safari. No, they don't do that. So maybe the question about tranquilizing animals, that's the the question, right? Maybe you just transfer the animals. No, that's not the case. Yeah.
So animals are not tranquilized, unlike Thailand. In Thailand, tigers are
Oh,
tranquilized and they
no.
take picture with them. So because
Okay. So on this point, we are not like you can't compare us like perhaps some zoos whereby, yes, you probably go to a certain country and then you can actually hug a tiger, hug a lion, that kind of thing. We don't have such program here in Mandai Wildlife Reserve. Okay. In fact, animals, we play a lot, basically we need to monitor in terms of the behavior of the animals before we want to do anything. So like, as for example, the animal presentation, they can choose to work or to perform. I wouldn't say perform, to appear or not to appear. All right. So if they say, I don't wish to walk from point A to point B, I can't control. All right. It's not something that we dictate the animal's behavior. We only do positive reinforcement. All right. Okay. I give you for example, a feed here. Do you want to come over to me? Yes. Okay. If you don't want to, nothing that we can force them to do. So these are the thing that we do. So if you go for our animal presentations and all that, you would be able to see. It is not that we are forcing them to do certain act or to do certain things just to please the audience. The whole purpose is not to please the audience. The whole idea is to share about to the audience what are these animals' natural behavior. So if their natural behavior is not to do what you want them to do, then it will not happen. Yeah.
Okay, so moving on the next questions. Yeah, we will take few questions only. So the next agent is asking, which is the must visit park out of all five parks, which is like not to be missed when in Singapore?
Okay. So if you ask me in a lens of Indian travelers, I would say Night Safari, because Night Safari gives a very unique way of you exploring nature at night. All right. That's the unique experience. And of course, not all, it's not, I mean, zoo, probably every or most countries or cities would have a zoo. But Night Safari gives you a slightly different experience, right? In terms of discovering nature. But of course, I would also then look into who are you coming with? Okay, so if this is a family with young children, probably the children is only about less than 8 years old, for example, right? Then probably, oh, cannot sleep too late, right? So then I would recommend Singapore Zoo. Why? Because for young children with young kids, they would be more inclined to do activities like feeding the giraffes, feeding the elephant, feeding the zebras. So then I would say go for Singapore Zoo as the next best option. But if you are only a group of maybe adults, seniors, then go for Night Safari. It's just basically more relaxing in the evening for you to enjoy the park. Yeah.
Thank you.
Abish, I would certainly like to add something here.
Yeah,
To the
please.
agency partner who has asked this, while the question remains very relevant, but to be honest, when you experience whole of Mandai, the way it has come up now, you will really feel this question is not valid anymore, because you would feel like going to each and every corner of Mandai now has something to offer to everyone. That's one
Correct.
reason why we came up with 1 day pass, so that you don't feel left out, that, oh, I missed this one, there was shortage of time. You get an essence of everything.
Correct.
So to all the partners here, you complain every time, oh, Singapore is same old thing. No, just spend some time. If you're visiting Singapore, let us know. Go to Mandai, spend 1 whole day, just walk yourself and see how it is coming up. With the new attractions and new openings, you will be mesmerized. I just made a trip 4 months back, and I can tell you from that I've been just raving about everything.
Correct. Correct.
Tabish, over to you. Thank you.
I can also relate to it. I visited Singapore last year. So it
Uh,
is very like every corner, every attractions, every park has a unique thing to offer. So if you are not going to any park, you are missing out something.
True.
But the question that was asked, what is like must do? So among all, night safari is like most
Yeah.
selling part. So one question is related to the same thing.
Mm-hmm.
Is the other is asking what are the like offering for the mice? How we can pitch Mandai for the mice customers? And
Okay.
about the banyan tree, what is the occupancy? How many rooms are there in banyan tree?
Okay, so Banyan Tree has 338 rooms. Okay, so of course, typically it can fit on a standard is double occupancy. Of course, we do have a certain number of family rooms as well, where we can accommodate perhaps up to 3 or even 4 people to a room. In terms of the mice, I didn't touch on mice details in this forum, but you can actually, share your contacts with us, and we can also reach out to you separately in terms of sending more information about our mice facilities, because otherwise my presentation would eat over 2 hours. So we do have exciting programs, that layers towards mice experience. We do have an exhibition hall or a venue that can accommodate up to about 400 people for a gala dinner. So this is something that you may want to consider as well. In terms of other activities, we can also layer it with again, if you need like a panel speaker and all that towards business operations, sustainability, this is something that we can also layer onto your event, because some corporate groups usually want to have that kind of program being added to their functions, right? So this is something that we can do. So MICE itself, anything maybe from 20 packs all the way to about 400 packs, we definitely can cook up something for your guests. Yeah.
Thank you so much for the presentation. That's all. So all the questions, the travel agent, if you have, you can just post these questions. Simi and City will be happy to answer those questions. Okay, and you can just like mail to us or connect with our destination expert for to know the latest offering of the Mandai. Thank you everyone for joining this presentation. Thank you, Siti. Thank you, Simi. Thank you, Zero.
Thank you so much,
Thank
Tabish.
you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah. Okay. Bye. Thank you. Have a nice day.
Thanks, Tabish. Thanks. Bye.